Hi everyone, so I'm going to get straight into this. So the first thing I'm going to show you is chat contexts. So this is a way of essentially guiding the conversation with an AI language partner. So you can basically provide the title, the description, and the context of the chat. So you can see here that this is going to be a hotel check-in scenario. So you're a hotel receptionist at a 4-star hotel in Berlin. The learner is a tourist checking in for a 3-night stay. Help them with the check-in procedures, explain hotel amenities, and answer questions about the local area. Be friendly and professional. So you can be as descriptive as you want here. And this is essentially a way of guiding the conversation so that you're talking about a very specific thing with your AI language partner. You can set the language, the level, and also the category. And also you can make it public or keep it private. So I'm not going to change that because this is a pre-made one. We're now going to go to the chats, and I'm going to show you how to create a new chat. So we'll go over here. So I'm just going to keep this as general chat. I'm going to set this to B1 German, and you can see here that you can choose this hotel check-in context if you want, or I'm actually just going to create a free chat here because I want to just talk about random stuff. So you can also include vocabulary that you want the AI to actually use in the chat. So I want to talk about the fact that I went running this morning, so I'm going to try and prompt it to use these words. So I'm just going to make it use this vocabulary. So if you want the AI to use specific vocabulary during the chat, you can add it in to the context of the chat, and it will then try its best to use these words in its conversation with you, which is really useful if you want to practice hearing and using vocabulary. Maybe I'll just add a word for something I want to say as well, just to show you. So I'll add this as reference. We can start chat. I'm going to show you the non-real-time chat first, and then I'll show you the real-time chat after. Okay, so let's go to this. Now let's go to, let's press this button to start. Hey, wie geht's dir?
Hallo, mir geht es gut, danke. Und dir? Machst du heute etwas draußen? Vielleicht beim Laufen oder Joggen?
Okay, so you can see here that it pretty quickly got straight to using the vocabulary that I provided. Because there was no other context, it basically just wanted to use this straight away, which is absolutely fine. This is what I wanted. So you can see here that you can translate the sentence. So now you have a full translation of what was just said. You can also translate specific parts of the sentence. So for example, if you don't want to translate the whole thing, but you only want to know, like, what does this little section mean, then you can do that. And you can see here that it used the vocabulary, and it actually highlights this in the actual chat itself. We can also check, get a correction here to see whether or not what I said is the user was right. So this was actually a perfect message, so we'll leave that. And again, you can translate this if you want. Also down here, if you want to figure out how to say something, like, you can translate down in the bottom corner. Perfect. You can also get a suggestion. So if I don't know how to reply to this, then I can get a suggestion of what to reply next. So it gives me a suggestion. I can just put this straight into the chat.
Das klingt schön. Läufst du regelmäßig im Park oder ist das heute eine besondere Gelegenheit? Was gefällt dir am Laufen draußen am meisten?
Okay, perfect. You can also just add in some text here. So for example, if you don't want to actually speak, you can just write a response to the AI. What else? So you can also change the settings. So for example, if you want to change the title, language, level, or speed, you can update your settings here. I think that's everything to show you here. So I'm going to go back to chats. I'm going to create a new chat. I'm going to, this is absolutely fine. I'm not gonna do anything in here. I just want this to be quick so I can show you what real-time chat looks like. So the difference here is that this is like an actual conversation. There is no stop-start. It's just a fluid conversation. So I'll show you what this looks like. Hey, wie geht's dir?
Hallo, mir geht es gut, danke. Und dir? Was gibt es Neues?
Ja, nichts Neues bei mir. Also ich bin heute im Park gerannt.
Oh, du läufst gerne im Park? Das klingt schön. Wie lange läufst du denn immer?
Also ich bin für 6 Kilometern geläuft.
6 Kilometer, das ist gut. Machst du das oft? Laufen ist ja sehr gesund.
Ja, es ist sehr gesund.
Genau, das ist eine tolle Art, fit zu bleiben. Und was machst du sonst so gerne?
So that was just a really quick introduction to what this looks like. But essentially this is real-time chat, and it's monitoring everything that I say and everything that the AI says. And just like the non-real-time chat, you can also translate a particular section of a sentence. You can translate the full sentence. You can rehear what the AI has just said. So for example, I can click that button and it's going to say this again.
6 Kilometer, das ist gut. Machst du das oft? Laufen ist ja sehr gesund.
And also, like before, you can get a suggestion of what to say next if you are a bit stuck. Perfect. So we're going to go out of this now. And again, you can also write a text response if you don't want to speak. I'm going to go to the billing section now. Actually, no, first I'm going to show you dashboard. So this is where you're going to be able to see your progress over time. So essentially every single word that you speak and every single word that you hear is tracked over time. So you can see your progress and how your vocabulary is increasing over time, which I personally think is super useful because I want to know if I'm actually getting better. It's with traditional apps, I don't think there's any way, or at least I haven't seen this, where you can actually track your progress day by day. So I think this is super useful in order to see how you're improving over time. So here you can see the last 50 words that I used, or you can see like the last 50 words that the AI used. This is a very generic overview right now, and I want this whole page to be a lot better, but just as my minimum viable product so far, this is what it looks like. So we're going to look at the frequency of this now, and this basically shows you all of the German words that I have in my in the word bank. So there are 200,000 German words stored in here, so this covers pretty much everything you're probably going to hear or say. But where that isn't the case, and there are some new words, we have an additional word section here. So if a word is not covered in the frequency list, then it can get added into here. And you can search for whatever you want in here. Now we'll go to the billing page. So here you can see your top-up credits, your subscription credits, and so on. So currently I'm actually subscribed, so you're not going to see the subscription section, but essentially you can just press a button and subscribe to Langchats. It's £10 a month, or the equivalent in your currency. And if you run out of credits, then you can buy a credit pack. So I don't want I want this to be accessible to everybody. So essentially you get 10,000 credits upon subscribing, and that renews every month so long as you have your subscription active. But if you use up all of those credits, then you can purchase more credits so you can keep using the application. And yeah, the billing page just has some information about like roughly how much credits are going to be used up when you use certain features. And also you can press a button here to basically go to your Stripe billing management area so that you can cancel the subscription if you choose to do so. You can check out your usage as well. So for example, you can see everything that you're using. So we just used the real-time chat there, and that used 72 credits. and you can see how your usage plays out over time. And then there's like a history section as well. That's not very important right now. So I'm just going to gloss over this. So yeah, that's it. There's also a global settings section. So for example, you can set your native language, the language you're learning, and you can set what level you're at. I'm going to set that to actually B1 for German, and you can see your preferences. So that's it. That's Langchats. That is the product so far. This is a very basic version of the product, but it's got lots of very useful features and stuff that you can start using straight away. I'm going to add so many more features over the course of the next 2 months to this and so on to this product. I think there's a lot that I can do with this. It really helps that I'm also a core user of this product, so I want to make this really good because it's super useful to me as well for learning German. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope that this was useful to you. So thanks very much.